China is battling COVID-19 in every province. India says China is militarizing the Taiwan Strait. Millions of people face being cut off from the financial system. Biden to ask Congress to approve $1.1 billion arms sale to Taiwan. Indian tycoon becomes world's third richest person. Atomic television transmits live video with big atoms and small lasers. Gummy bears could be made with wind turbine blades. Russia fooled the world about its hypersonic missile.
Hello, I'm Wade Lee. Thank you for joining us on FUNDAY News. It is Wednesday, August 31st, and here are your top stories. Despite the world's strictest COVID measures, all 31 mainland provinces recorded at least one local COVID case over the past 10 days, reflecting the broadest exposure to the virus since at least February 2021. Bloomberg said that there were 1,717 new local infections reported for Monday, down from more than 3,000 less than 2 weeks ago. The widening spread of coronavirus creates challenge for local leaders and analysts who believe the market could once again be hit in the next couple of weeks.
According to Bloomberg, the southern technology hub of Shenzhen locked down at least 6 neighborhoods in 2 major districts, and Chengdu, one of the biggest cities in western China, closed major public venues and postponed schools reopening. In the past 10 days, the western province of Tibet and the tropical island of Hainan reported the most infections, while northeastern Jilin had the fewest with just 1 case. Economists are downgrading their China growth forecasts for 2022 to 3.5%.
Indian media outlet The Hindu reported that the Indian government has referred to the militarization of the Taiwan Strait by China for the first time, marking a rare instance of New Delhi appearing to comment on China's actions towards Taiwan. The reference to Taiwan was in response to the remarks made by the Chinese ambassador in Sri Lanka referring to aggression faced by Sri Lanka from its northern neighbor. The Indian High Commission in Sri Lanka termed his comments a violating of basic diplomatic etiquette.
The High Commission said that the statement was in response to queries concerning the article by the Chinese ambassador to Sri Lanka, which, inter alia, drew connection between militarization of the Taiwan Strait and the visit of China's Yuan flagship to Hanabadata. A statement late last Saturday issued by the Indian High Commission in Sri Lanka marked a more pronounced expression of New Delhi's views over the situation in the Taiwan Strait than its previous response to China's military drills.
Earlier this month, a report by UK Finance estimated that notes and coins will account for just 6% of payments in 2031, compared to 15% last year. The media reported that the number of free ATMs in the UK has dropped by more than a fifth in 4 years, from 52,358 in 2018 to 40,830 in 2022. John Holwell's chief executive at UK Cashpoint Network Links warned that around 5 million people are at risk of being left behind in the transition from cash to digital.
A card, a credit card, and a health card with personal health information.
John Howells said the use of notes and coins is down 40% since COVID and is still falling as people switch to plastic. Cash machines and bank branches are vanishing from high streets, while more shops, restaurants, bars, and venues only accept cards and digital payments. He said, "We are already seeing ATMs and branches closing at a worrying rate. We have 5 to 10 years to fix digital payments before cash becomes unworkable, and need to start planning how to get the new system working for all."
Politico reported that Biden administration plans to formally ask Congress to approve an estimated $1.1 billion arms sale to Taiwan. The package, which is still in its early stage, includes 60 AGM-84L Harpoon Block II missiles for $355 million, 100 AIM-9X Block II Sidewinkle Tactical Air-to-Air Missile for $85.6 million, and $655.4 million for a surveillance radar contract extension. Among the items, the Sidewinkle missile will arm Taipei's U.S.-made F-16 fighter jets.
We had some indicators, but we didn't have the full wholesome assessment.
The media said that once the Biden administration formalizes the notification, the Democratic chair and ranking Republican on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee and the House Foreign Affairs Committee will need to sign off on the sale before it can be finalized. The lawmakers are likely to approve the sale, but the process could drag out given the ongoing congressional recess. The news comes as China continues to send warships and aircraft into the Taiwan Strait on a daily basis to isolate and intimidate Taiwan.
According to the Bloomberg Billionaire Index, Indian businessman Gautam Adani has become the world's third richest person by overtaking Francis Bernard Arnault. Adani now trails just Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos of the US. It's the first time an Asian person has broken into the top 3 of the Bloomberg Billionaire Index. Adani's fellow citizens Mukesh Ambani and China's Jack Ma never made it that far. With a $137.4 billion fortune, the Indian college dropout now outranks U.S. college dropout Bill Gates, who is the world's 5th richest person.
Bloomberg reported 60-year-old Adani has ventured into everything from data centers to cement, media, and aluminum. His group now owns India's largest private sector port and airport operator, city gas distribution center, and coal mine. Last November, he invested $70 billion in green energy to become the world's largest renewable energy producer. On June 22nd, FUNDAY News reported that Total Energies SE joined Adani's conglomerate in a venture to invest $50 billion in green hydrogen.
Scientists at the U.S. National Institute of Standards have developed an atomic television that uses lasers and atom clouds to pick up video transmissions that meet the 480i resolution standard. Scientists said atom-based communication systems could be physically smaller and more tolerant of noisy environments compared to the conventional electronics. In the demonstration, the team transmitted live video feeds and video games through the atom to a monitor.
Electrical engineer Chris Holloway from the National Institute of Standards and Technology said they used input from a video camera to modulate carrier signals, which is applied to gaseous rubidium atoms in Rydberg states. The modulated signal is then transmitted to the atoms, which causes an energy shift. The team can detect these energy shifts and interpret them as an output signal run through an analog to digital converter into VGA format, which is eventually fed to a TV that displays the video.
Researchers at Michigan State University have created a distinct wind turbine blade material resin that can be revived and recycled into new turbine blades or a variety of other products, including countertops, car tail lights, diapers, and even gummy bears. The researchers who presented the work, John Dorgan, said, "The beauty of our resin system is at the end of its use cycle, we can dissolve it, and that releases it from whatever matrix it's in, so that it can be used over and over again in an infinite loop."
Dorgan and his colleagues made the new turbine material by combining glass fibers with a plant-derived polymer and a synthetic one. The material was strong and durable enough to be used in turbines or automobiles. The researchers dissolved the panels in fresh monomer and physically removed the glass fibers. This allowed them to recast the material into new products of the same type. Most importantly, the recast panels had the same physical properties as their predecessors.
In March of 2022, Russia's Ministry of Defense announced the first operational use of the nation's new Kh-47M2 Kinzhal hypersonic missile in a strike against a weapon depot in Ukraine's western Ivano-Frankivsk region. But defense technology analyst Alex Holland said the truth is, the Kh-47M2 Kinzhal hypersonic missile is actually little more than a conventional air-launched ballistic missile with a design that dates back to the 1980s. The announcement was nothing more than a marketing gimmick to sell weapons.
Holling said hypersonic weapons usually refer to hypersonic glide vehicles and hypersonic cruise missiles. Russia does reportedly have a hypersonic boost glide vehicle in service, the RS-28 Sarmat. But hypersonic cruise missiles, on the other hand, rely on an advanced propulsion system called a scramjet. In practice, these platforms are far more difficult and expensive to build than traditional cruise missiles. To date, no nation has successfully fielded a scramjet-powered weapon.
And that is all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us on FUNDAY News. Let's make every day a fun day. I'm Wade Lee, your host, and I'll see you next time.